Hello friends, welcome to Wawa AS. Welcome to the discussion on daily MCQ. Today is 23rd of July 2021 and now we are going to discuss 5 current affair based MCQs. चलो शुरू करते हैं. But first let us discuss the question that was asked yesterday, and yesterday's question was the 49th parallel is the boundary line between which two countries? So this question is regarding this 49th parallel. So some of you have given the correct answers as well. Yesterday it was Afzal Qureshi and Divya Vasisht who gave the correct answer. So this 49th parallel actually is the line between USA and Canada. So the border between USA and Canada is actually regarded as this 49th parallel. And there is another famous parallel called the 38th parallel. This 38th parallel is actually the line between North and South Korea. So this 30th parallel divides North and South Korea. So that's why even this is also famous. Now let's move on to the discussion. But before that, just a small information. Daily we are providing 5 current affair based MCQs and their solutions in a PDF format. You can download this from our Telegram channel. Even we post a lot of summaries in the Telegram channel. We post important current affair updates as well. So do join the Telegram channel to get all of this useful information so that you can use all of these well in your upcoming examinations. Now let's begin with the discussion. The first question, consider the following statements with respect to the man-portable anti-tank guided missile. So this man-portable anti-tank guided missile, if you see, so the first statement given is actually it is made by DRDO. It's a low lightweight fire and forget missile. Second one, it has a strike range of 250 kilometers. So if you see, if you talk about any missile development in India, most of the times it is generally developed by the DRDO. So as the name suggests, it is a man-portable anti-tank guided missile. Man-portable means, so that means it should be low weight, and it is generally the anti-tank guided missiles are fire and forget missiles. That means once it is fired, then nothing can be done about it. So the first statement is right. But if you see the second statement, the strike range. So generally the anti-tank guided missile, their strike range will be less. But as this is a man-portable anti-tank guided missile, its strike range is about 2.5 kilometers only. So the second statement is wrong, but the first statement is right. So A, one only is the correct answer. So recently the DRDO has successfully tested the man-portable anti-tank guided missile, and it is this indigenously developed low-weight fire and forget missile. So remember, it's a low-weight fire and forget missile, and the missile is incorporated with the state-of-the-art miniaturized infrared image seeker along with the advanced avionics. And this is the third generation, you can say, it brings the development of the indigenous third generation man-portable anti-tank guided missile, and it's almost close to completion, and this will be inducted by the Indian Army after its testing. Okay, so this is all about this. And another important thing is that generally the anti-tank guided missiles are generally very large ones, but it is a portable one, so it can be carried on, it can be carried directly by the soldiers just on their shoulders itself. So that's why this is very important for the army. Now the second question, the Kaman Aman Setu is a friendship bridge between A, India and Bangladesh, B, India and Pakistan, C, India and Sri Lanka, and D, India and Nepal. So we have to choose the correct answer. And if you see Kaman Aman, so this is actually a friendship bridge between India and Pakistan. So B, India and Pakistan is the correct answer. So recently India and Pakistan armies, they have held a flag meeting and exchanged sweets at this Kaman and Aman Setu. And this Kaman and Aman Setu, if you see, it is located in Uri in North Kashmir. And the Kaman and Aman Setu friendship bridge between India and Pakistan is also the last point of India-Pak border in the Uri district. So that's why this is important. Remember, Kaman and Aman Setu is in Jammu and Kashmir, Uri. It is between India and Pakistan. Now let's move on to the third question. Consider the following statements with respect to Lokpal and Lokayukta. So the first statement says, these are statutory bodies without any constitutional status. Okay. The second statement says, in 1996, the first ARC recommended the setting up of 2 independent authorities to look into complaints against the public functionaries, including MPs. We have to choose the correct answer. So if you see, Lokpal and Lokayukta, they are actually statutory bodies and not constitutional bodies. They are brought in, or you can say they are set up just by a law. So that's why first one is right. And the second one is also right. They were actually recommended in 1966. But after the Anna Hazare movement and after everything, the government actually passed on the laws in order to set up the Lokpal and Lokayukta, so that the complaints, the anti-corruption complaints and everything can be complained to these authorities, and these authorities will have the jurisdiction over all the public officials. So C, both 1 and 2 is the correct answer. So why this was the news is, More than 2 years after the Lokpal came into being, the center is yet to appoint a director of inquiry for the Lokpal. So that's why this was the news. According to the Lokpal and Lokayukta Act of 2013, there shall be a director of inquiry not below the rank of Joint Secretary to the Government of India, and he shall be appointed by the central government for conducting preliminary inquiries referred by the CVC or by the Lokpal, by the CVC to the Lokpal, in fact. Okay, and these institutions, if you see, they are statutory, as we talked about, the Lokpal and the Lokayukta, and they came into existence after this law, which was passed in 2013. In India, the concept of constitutional ombudsman was first proposed by the then law minister Ashok Kumar Sen in Parliament in the early 1960s. So in 1966, the first ARC, the first Administrative Reform Commission, it has recommended for the setting up of two independent authorities, that is, one institution at the central level and another institution at the state level, so that the complaints can be given against the public officials, even including MPs as well. So this is all the information about Lokpal and Lokayukta. Now let's move on to the fourth question. Consider the following statements. First one, the biological oxygen demand is a reliable gauge of both the organic and inorganic pollution of water body. Second one, high value of BOD indicates low dissolved oxygen content of water. So we have to choose the correct answer. A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. We have to choose the correct answer. So if you see the biological oxygen demand, so what this biological oxygen demand actually means? So biological oxygen demand actually, it means the oxygen demand, or you can say the oxygen which is needed by the microorganisms in order to decompose the sewage water, that is called as biological oxygen demand. Okay, so the first statement, if you see, it talks about the reliable gauge of both the organic and inorganic pollution, but this is wrong. Okay, so that's why the first one is wrong, but the second one is right. Higher value of BOD indicates low dissolved oxygen. So the second one is right and first one is wrong. So B 2 only is the correct answer. So the Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB, recently it has identified 351 polluted river stretches in India. The CPCB study reveals that the discharge of untreated wastewater is one of the main causes of the river pollution. The assessment of water quality for identification of polluted river stretches found that all the states have rivers and streams that did not meet the water quality. The biological oxygen demand means basically the oxygen which is needed by the microorganisms which are there in the water to decompose organic matter. That is what is this biological oxygen demand. Okay? So, and there is another concept called the chemical oxygen demand. So this chemical oxygen demand, if you see, it is actually it composed of, you can say, the amount of oxygen required in ppm which is required to iodize both organic as well as inorganic. So that's why it's called chemical. But if you see biological oxygen demand, it mostly deals with the organic. That is the major difference. And higher value of BOD means more oxygen is required by the water, because only if oxygen is present, the microorganisms, they will be able to survive and they will be able to kill these things. Okay. Now let's move on to the fifth question. The fifth question: Harela and Baitwala festivals are the prominent folk festivals of A. Kerala, B. Uttarakhand, C. Sikkim, and D. Uttar Pradesh. So we have to choose the correct answer. So here, if you see, the Harela and Baitwala festivals, generally they are prominent festivals of B. Uttarakhand. B. Uttarakhand is the right answer. So recently this Harela festival is being celebrated across Uttarakhand. Okay, so that's why this was the news. The Harela basically means the day of green. Harela means the day of green, and the people here celebrate this Harela festival as a festival of greenery, peace, prosperity, and environmental conservation. So that's about this Harela festival, and I've given some more extra information. You can just go through it, and if you have any doubt, you can just ask us. Okay, so here it is given. Harela is also linked to the Bahanza system, a crop diversification technique followed in the Garhwal region. So next you have Bitwali. Sorry. So next, the Bitwali, if you see, it is the occasion of giving money to the young girls in the family. So these two festivals are celebrated in Uttarakhand. Now let's look at the question of the day. So which of the following is the largest river basin in the world? A. Nile Basin, B. Yamuna Basin, C. Amazon Basin, and D. Huang Ho Basin. So do give your answer in the comment box, and tomorrow we are going to discuss this question. Okay, and guys, these are our initiatives. You can check all of the details of these initiatives in our Telegram channel. If you have any queries, you can get back to us, and we'll always be there to help you. That's it guys for the day. I'll see you again tomorrow with 5 more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.